Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dose of Ashley. And this is Ashley Casimir, your host. And I'm here with my lovely friend, Kelsey. So, just to run back on who me and Kelsey are to each other, it's my sister.
Old friend.
This is my sister. So we met, we always get confused. Is it 10th grade or 11th grade? Okay. So we met in 11th grade.
And then she called me to
You're so annoying. We actually just it was just a coincidence. Actually, we just found out, and it was like, oh wow, we're going to Spelman. So now just one of my best friends. Y'all, we hang out every day. This is my homie. But anyway, so we had the opportunity to do a study abroad trip. Yeah, to Ghana, and it was amazing, amazing. It was only 2 days. It was only 2 weeks, so we were only there for a little bit, but we just want to talk about our experience a little bit. Like, how was it? How was, just being around other Spelman women, things like that in Ghana. So I really want to, first of all, we can talk a little bit about you. You can tell them a little bit about yourself, your major, things like that, a little Spelman intro, whatever you want. Okay.
my name is Kelsey.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. So our first question is, what did Ghana teach you? I feel like, y'all, by the way, go watch my YouTube video. I posted it and she's in it as well. She's basically a co-host.
Basically.
But so just tell me about what did Ghana teach you? We went through a lot of what was it called? We did a lot of
Classes.
a lot of classes. We
Like-
did a lot of adventures. So we learned a lot about the culture. We learned so much. So I feel like I want to get everybody's perspectives because even though we were in the same place, we still have different, things that were important to us that weren't important to us. So tell me about yours.
Okay, so I would say that just being able to go there, this was my first time to the continent. Just like having that experience, being able to go there was in and of itself a blessing. But I feel like one of the things that I learned was just like learning about like the difference in society there
Oh,
versus
yeah.
here.
100%.
That was one of the topics that we had to learn about in one of our classes, talking about collectivist versus individual
And comparing it to Black Americans,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool. Which I thought was really cool.
It was just like that type of stuff. It never occurred to me to even think about.
Hmm.
And I honestly don't know if I would have ever thought about like how different our
It
societies
was.
are
It
in
was.
that aspect had I
Right.
not taken that class.
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably like the
The
most
best.
impactful
Yeah.
thing.
No, I feel like taking that class, it was called the culture class, I think it was. Yeah. And I feel like also what also Ghana taught us is how to speak the language. So what was it called? Twee. Twee.
Do you remember?
I think y'all, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to embarrass myself because I still have the notebook and it was, yeah, and I really want to learn it because I was just so intrigued and we had so much fun as a class learning. Like it was like 30 of us together.
Yes.
I feel like, and we loved it. Like, I mean, and our professor was so he was so cool. He was willing to teach us. So I feel like just learning Twee was such a great experience. I feel like for me. But yeah, anything else that
Yeah,
Ghana
what
taught
was
you?
something you learned that
Personally, for me, I would definitely say learning about our the water. What was it called?
the last
The last bath. I feel like being able to be intact with our ancestors and being able to be in the same place where they were at and be able to be like we made it home because there was a section where it's like the last bath where they, of course they never returned, and then there was a place where people got to people like us got to take pictures by and say we're home, by just like all the sacrifices our ancestors did for us and that we get to be at these lovely places that we're at today. So
that was such an emotional
it was an
moment
emotional,
because
yeah.
they had a tour guide with us who was kind of telling us the history of everything.
And I love the way he speaks. He
Yeah.
was so he made us feel so welcome, even though as Americans, as Black Americans, I feel like we feel so separate from Africans, Ghanaians and things like that. And I feel like being able to hear him say that you're home was really touched the heart, y'all. It touched the heart. Yes, it
Yeah,
did.
and I feel like part of what made it really, really beautiful, we were all down there. We were, crying. We were thinking about our
Yes.
ancestors,
All
talking about them.
together. All
And then
together.
we come up the stairs up from the river, and there's like this group of kids who are just
Y'all, they were so fun. They were so
sweet.
fun.
And they were just like trying to get pictures. They were asking us questions, and it was
And they
just
were teaching us Twee as well. I was like, yes. They were fun. They were fun. Everybody was so welcoming. which I really, really, really appreciated. Let's get to the next one. So, we already talked about what we learned was different already. So let's talk about what they're gonna teach you as a Black woman. I feel they taught us so much. I feel like it was just first of all, let's talk about just the culture in general. When you see women in Ghana, they're working hard. You see, every time we went to the markets, full of women with children, and you could tell that a lot of them were entrepreneurs. Which me and Kelsey are entrepreneurs, so I feel like looking at those women waking up 6 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that in America. You know what I mean? That's so different. So it's like seeing them, African women get up in the morning at 6 a.m. and get their business going, which pretty cool. Was pretty cool to learn. I feel like. So, do you have
Yeah,
anything? Do you
like
agree?
that.
Yeah.
I would say like that type of mentality, I feel like in some ways did kind of translate with us
Yeah.
coming here to the States. And it was just certain things like people sitting outside just kind of like people watching. And
Stop, because we just had a conversation about
yes.
this.
And it was like we like
Alike as
we're
people.
so
We might be so far from each other, but we're just alike when we look at each other.
yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Being able to meet Ghanaian friends. We went to a college. What was the college called? It was
It
like
was the University
University
of
of
Ghana.
Ghana, Accra. Yeah. It was so lovely. I'm actually still in contact with one of the Ghanaian girls that I've met, and she is so. I love her. I love her. I think we both met her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was. I love
she
her.
was sweet.
I love her, y'all. But okay, anything. So what's the next one? Let's see. What was your experience like connecting with your ancestors? So like we went to Cape Coast. We went to, like I said, we walked to the last bath. Which I really liked about that is that he told us to take off our shoes and connect with nature, connect with our ancestors, connect with each other. Like even he showed us like how they were walking together, and if basically because they were chained up, so we
So
had
they
to
had
walk
us
together.
holding
Yeah,
hands.
and I feel like
Yeah.
just experience like what our ancestors experience. It's a very surreal moment. I feel
It's
like.
very sobering.
Oh yeah. I feel like it was a lot of healing as well. We wore white to celebrate, that we're here and we made it here. So yeah, so tell me. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, y'all, because my phone keeps going off. But anyways, so what did you like the experience? Like what did it teach you about your ancestors? How was it?
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, okay, this is me personally. I'm really, really into history. I've always loved learning about history.
Mhm.
I've loved learning about my own family history. And one of my great great uncles, he got a DNA test and we found out that some of our ancestry is from Ghana.
Yeah.
So just I guess especially when we were at the last bath and at Cape Coast, which is like the final destination before people were put on slave ships, just like imagining that this could have been like one of my ancestors who was
Hmm.
here and seeing that like surreal moment
You're
where
right.
we turned around and they had the sign where it said last bath, but on the other side it said welcome
Uh-huh.
back or
Hmm.
you're home.
Hmm.
So that was a really emotional
Yeah.
moment for me, really put things into perspective because you learn about these types of things from your family. You learn about that type of stuff in school. Sometimes you
Yeah.
learn about it in school,
These
but
days we don't know.
it's different when you're actually there and
Hmm.
you're actually like walking the same path that they did.
Yeah, for me, for sure. I think learning that and then going back, because I actually got to show, because I made like a whole video and I got to show my grandma. I got to show my grandparents, because, they've never, they don't know, like, it's like going out of another country. Just being able to experience things like that, I feel like, so I feel like that was a really connecting moment to be the first person out of my family actually to even travel outside the states. So I feel like, first I'm blessed. I want to thank my parents because they sacrificed this 100%. But
Yes,
yeah,
definitely big shout out to my
big
parents
shout out to y'all.
for funding this whole
No, it's funny, the whole entire trip, y'all. The trip was a lot. But I can say that I enjoyed my
I
time the
enjoyed it.
whole
I learned
entire
a lot.
time.
I feel like it was well worth the money.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
I'm very, very grateful.
Oh yeah, and also our favorite foods there. What was your favorite food?
You know, it was that fish. It was
Oh,
just
y'all, she
grilled
loved the
fish. It was
fish.
sweet
Y'all,
and
she loved the
delicious.
fish. Mine was probably, okay, I don't know what it's specifically called, but it was like greens and it was seasoned so good. And then we tried banku, if I'm saying correct me please. But That was good. It had a different flavor, y'all, but I kind of liked it. And then what else? We had this like chicken and rice and had like an egg, but we can't remember the names of all of them. But I will have to start posting pictures because yeah, I remember we were in class and they were like they had the rice and
Oh,
chicken.
that was good.
Shout out to Mike, y'all. Shout
We
out to
love
Mike. We
Mike.
love you, Mike. I saw
He
you
was
follow my
our
podcast.
yeah.
I love you. He was the best.
He really took care of
He
us.
took care of us. It
That
was so
trip, it
fun.
was.
Shout out
Thank
to
you
Mike.
so much,
We love
Mike.
you.
We
Thank
love
you.
you.
I loved it. Okay, we already talked about our experience. So the next one is how was it connecting with your Spelman sisters in Ghana?
That was so fun.
Yo,
Like
I had so much
there were
fun.
so many people that I didn't know, or like I would pass by and I would see them, but I didn't know them. And it
Right.
was like, oh my gosh,
It's
you're
crazy.
like the funniest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
And it's I'm
Mind you.
glad that it was a fairly. It was 28 of us in
Yeah, it was,
total.
yeah.
So it wasn't like a giant group. We were
Yeah.
all able to kind of like get to
Connect.
know each other, connect. And that was wonderful.
Y'all,
It was great.
if y'all see us ever, like, if y'all would ever see us, like, outside talking to each other, y'all be like, did y'all know each other for years? Because it's the way we were all strangers to each other.
And
We
like
were
earlier today,
strangers.
to Alexa, she was on the trip as well. And
I
I'm
love
like,
her. She's so
and
sweet.
it's like
Y'all,
people
it's
that I
refreshing.
know. I
Yeah.
may have, but I
Yeah. Yo, we were only there for 2 weeks, y'all. We were strangers and we have the best connection. Like to this day, we still
we
talk
were
to each other.
we were
It's crazy.
dancing.
Dancing, learning Tamia dancing, which we still don't know how to do. But we had so much fun. Like
It
I
was
can't even like I've met so much inspiring girls. Like I feel like, I met some girls with not nonprofits, met girls with entrepreneurs, and I feel like being around that group of such smart women, I was happy.
no.
I was
It was
happy.
nice to be around like-minded people.
It was
You
so
know?
refreshing. I
And
was like,
not
oh my God.
everyone was like not everyone had their own business, not everyone had their, but
Yeah, everybody
everyone
was cool.
had some sort of ambition.
Oh
Everyone
yeah.
had
And they
like
were,
their own
baby, they were
thing.
smart.
Other
As soon as they opened their mouth, I
wait,
said, oh,
that was something else I really loved about being there, especially with my fellow sisters. We had so many like deep conversations in the
so many.
classes, and it was like just genuine intellectual types of conversations. And it wasn't even like I never felt afraid to ask like a dumb question. I never
Right.
felt
We
like I
we
was
created a
feeling
safe space for each
yeah.
other. Yeah.
I I just felt like that was so beautiful. There was so much that I learned from them and from those classes put together. Like I
Yeah.
feel like my experience there is unique because I was with that group of
Oh
girls.
yeah.
Like it was
100%, y'all. I feel like we were blessed to be in that group. You know what I mean? And I feel like I would love to do a podcast with all of us one day and just talk about our experience because we actually got to go on the news, Ghanaian news, I think, or Ghanaian news or whatever.
yeah.
And we
Yeah, they
had
had
got
the
to
news
share our
conference
yeah
where all of us who had like yeah,
businesses,
businesses.
nonprofits, what we're doing there. Somebody just wanted to know about us, and I was like, oh my God, like just being around these women was so like it was just refreshing. I don't know how to explain it other than refreshing. I loved it. I loved it. I feel like the connection we built with each other is like no other, and we can really call them our Spelman sisters.
I mean, how many people can you say, oh yeah, we went to the motherland
No,
together?
no, for real.
No,
Who can you know? Like that's a real thing. Like y'all, come on now, get on our level. We do. We love y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. But let's see what else. What else, y'all? We went to the mall in Ghana. How was that experience?
That was cool.
It was
That
so different. It was so
one
different.
thing that I can't say that I was super surprised about,
Mhm.
but certain areas of Ghana were a lot more diverse than I had expected it to be. Specifically talking about the malls that we
Right.
went to,
Mhm.
it was a lot of people who were Asian, people who were white, and they like lived there. It wasn't like, oh, they were just tourists, like they
Yeah.
lived there.
Mhm.
And I can't say that no, I was kind of surprised by that,
Yeah.
you know?
Curious.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. But no, I think it's wonderful. I think it was just a super cool experience. The mall itself was cool.
Yeah, I
It
got
was
getting
fun.
to try new snacks. I wish I would have made a video of us just taking like Ghanaian snacks and trying it
Yeah,
because
that was fun. Getting
that
different snacks.
yeah, and I feel like y'all in Ghana they're so much more healthy. So we were
Yeah, I
just
feel so
We
good.
felt so good in Ghana. Like
Yeah.
we did a hike, y'all. We went. What was the forest called? It was so beautiful. Like I loved it. It was just a lot of work because we were
It was,
climbing up those stairs. But I
oh,
loved
it
it.
was.
I loved it though.
Good. And if you walk
Yeah.
thing,
Yo,
that
that
was
was so
so
fun. That
fun.
was so fun.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Was that scary?
we were all scared because it was
I
hard.
think I was scared.
I was ready. We were having fun. We were having fun. Yeah. No,
No.
it was an experience.
But getting up there,
That was a walk.
it was a mountain.
Yeah.
So we had to, that was a
Yeah.
nice little workout.
No, and then we got to see like a couple of animals. We went to this exhibit and they had like animals they had in the forest, and I thought it was beautiful. I was like, wow, like if you're kind of into earth and if you're kind of into like nature, it's a perfect
Perfect.
place. Perfect place. I loved it. I loved it. But what else? Like the clothes, the culture. Oh, it was sweet. Y'all, I got me a dress. I wanted to get my family one, but then I was like, the measurements, it was too much. I was like, you know what? But I love my dress to this day.
No,
I
it's
love
cute.
it. I love it. We took pictures. We took professional
We
pictures.
did. That was
Yeah. We had so much fun. That was
really good.
that was a good experience.
It reminded me of stuff that I low-key forgot about.
What?
The picture, the tree walk.
Yeah. It was just so much in 2 weeks. Like we were
They
there
did
from
that.
sun. Yeah, we were up at 7 in the morning.
We didn't get back till like
11?
11-ish.
Yeah.
And
We
then
were,
we have to, go shower, get ready for bed, do it all over again.
yeah, we definitely had experience though, because there was one hotel we were at and we had lost our passport. Not lost our passport,
No,
but the
we left,
right, because that's what they told us.
and then the door got locked.
In the
And we
mid.
couldn't get in. And it was literally midnight. And we got up.
And we
at
were
7 in the
tired,
morning.
y'all. We
We
were
were exhausted.
tired.
Was that when we did the. What was it?
Was-
Because I know we were outside for a long time because I was sweating.
We were, no, that wasn't that day because we were in Cape Coast. We were in Cape Coast when we were sweaty. That hike.
There
You're
was
talking about
something
another
else we
day.
did
I
where
don't
I
know.
felt really gross and I just wanted to take a shower.
I remember it because I felt so gross, but it was a fun experience. I'm not gonna lie. Even when that happened, it was just such an experience. Yeah.
I wanted to almost cry, like sleep.
Yeah.
But looking back, that was such a.
It was an experience. Yeah, it was fun. I can honestly look back and like I enjoyed my time. 100%.
All
100%.
the ups and downs, it made for a great
Oh yeah.
experience.
Oh yeah. And then we went to Amsterdam. We went to Amsterdam for like we were there before we went to Ghana. But then we went there for 10 hours, did a canal ride. Yeah. No, it didn't feel that long, didn't it? Yeah.
Because we went back in the airport, we stayed there for a couple hours.
Yeah.
At that point, we were.
We were ready to go. Yeah, we were ready to go.
No,
Yeah.
that was
We were ready.
fun. We got to hit 2 countries.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks.
Y'all.
2 continents.
When we said that, we were so excited. And for a person like me, like it was my first time being out of the country. I'm the first person to do that. So to be able to explore and be able to have that on in my passport, those 2 stamps, it was great.
Can you talk a little bit more about like your experience
As being the first.
one in your family to leave the country, the first time to
Yeah.
leave the country?
My parents would ask me a lot if I was nervous. They were like, "Are you nervous?" But I was just excited. I was like, "I'm ready for this." Like I couldn't even like. I was like, "Yes, yes, yes, yes." I can't wait for Ghana. But I feel like I was blessed. I feel like this whole entire summer was a blessing for me and a lesson for me at the same time. So I feel like God putting my parents in a predicament that they can help pay for this was a blessing. And so I just feel like I was meant to be there. I'm there and I got to share it with my family, got to send pictures. Like it made me so happy to be able to share pictures with my family and be like, "Oh, look at this, y'all, there's a goat, just randomly in the street." And like, taking pictures and like even going to the school. We didn't talk about that. Talk about the school, y'all. I forgot her name is like Vida. Her name, it was a little girl that I met, and she is the cutest. I love all of them. They were so sweet. We get to play games with them. We got to buy them popsicles. It was so cute.
What grade did you teach?
I think mine was first. No, it
Mine
was
was
babies.
level 1.
It was babies,
You
but
had babies.
but not like babies. It was like toddler. Yeah.
Yeah, mine were 6, 7.
Yeah, they were cute. They were so sweet. They were a little bad, but they were so sweet. Yeah, it was fun. I really loved it. And we got to like experience like they would ask us all kind of questions. Like I had waist beads. They were like, "What is that?" Or they would be like, "Your hair." You know? And I was like, I love just talking to them. They were fun. They were fun to express like, explain like my American looking self talking to them like, they asked, "Are you American?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah. Mm, yeah."
We're
Yeah.
Americans.
Yeah, we're Americans. Yeah.
What do you want to know? We're
Yeah,
here
I
for
was
you.
I was excited to share that. But yeah, they were so sweet. I was sad to leave the trip, y'all. I enjoyed my time. I was a little sad. A little sad.
I will say I did miss my parents.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but like,
Oh, 100%. 100%. We tried so many restaurants. That part. We'll be back. We'll be back. We have a duo trip. A duo trip going back to Ghana. We're gonna make a whole YouTube video on it. We're gonna make a movie in there. A movie. We met. Her name was Adoma. Adoma. You remember we watched her.
Oh
Yes. Yes.
yes, she's a singer out there
And an actor
and
now.
an actress.
I loved her story. She shared her story.
And she showed us it was her
Documentary.
short film.
Yeah. Transitioning
Yeah,
from
transitioning
music
from
to acting.
posting stuff on YouTube to
Mhm.
like being this big name out
I
there.
thought it was beautiful.
It was great.
I thought it was great.
That was a really nice opportunity. Like beyond just going there to study, they had so many different opportunities for us to like learn about different aspects of Ghana.
Yeah, I think it was great that they allowed us. Like, we were riding on the bus, y'all. Was like all 20 of eight of us, and all the people would be looking like, where like a big bus coming from? But it used to be like it used to just be a great experience, like to be around like people that look like us. But like even though we come from somewhere different, we're all the same. We have the same type of culture sometimes. So I feel like we love Ghana. We thank Ghana for letting us, inviting us in, hugging us, and letting us know that we belong here. So we want to say thank you to Ghana. Do you have any last words? We can wrap this up, y'all.
Yeah, I would say my sister's godparents, they're from Ghana,
Mhm.
and they would throw parties, and we would go over there, try Ghanaian food, and they talked to us about Ghana, and being able to like experience the things that they told us about was just it was wonderful. And they were
Yeah.
even like they told me that they had some family out there that I was able to see, and just like
Oh yeah, you did. That
Yeah.
was great. How was that?
that was nice. It was so she was so sweet.
Yeah.
She gave me a little gift and she had some cloth for my mom and everything. It was wonderful. But like just being able to like experience that for myself was truly a blessing. I'm so very
100%.
grateful.
100%. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into this podcast episode with my bestie, Kelsey. But anyways, tune into the next episodes. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Mwah. Period. We did good.